Let's talk about meth, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about math. Let's talk about math. Cute. I'm gonna periodically check to make sure the thing's still recording because I needed it to be front facing so like my lettering would be read the right way. Morning. I forget the thought that came blasting into my consciousness on the matter, something that just infuriated me. I wish I remembered the specifics. And like, it took me this time to organize, to record, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, because I get emotional about things. I either don't prepare very little, and then it's time to roll. Okay. Well, there's a lot of points that have to come together, so we have to start somewhere. In some of the reading I did just prior to starting this live, looking up like the definition of an addict. Because, well, let me give you the definitions. First definition, which carries so much weight, the example given was a previous heroin addict. And like, just like, I'm sure for a lot of you that carries a lot of weight. The other one was a self-prescribed, whatever, chocolate addict. I want to say it like that because, of course, I'm upset that there can be so much weight with one form of it and such ease and carefree with the other. So, by those definitions, well, I at least fall into category 2. A self described addict, a fan of something. So, hello. For all intents and purposes, well, no, because like I said, it's about being a fan of something, about speaking to its benefits. I'm a meth addict. Do I look like one? One of the thoughts that came jumping to my head was that, well, it's from the movie Dosed. The Dosed movie. I'll probably mention in the comments here once I'm done. It's about Adrian's story. A person who overcame lifelong addictions, but specifically heroin addiction, with plant and fungal medicines, with magic mushrooms and ibogaine. It's a root that repairs opiate receptors in your brain. A naturally occurring plant that can do that. No fucking prescriptions, at least not to my knowledge, but a plant. But in that movie, her friends, the people who filmed the movie, there was a scene, they were driving, and something along the lines of essentially, oh, like, no, she didn't look or she didn't seem like a heroin addict. And the driver says, oh, what does a heroin addict look like? How do they behave? Because we all have, like, the worst definitions in our head for these things. Oh, and sort of his response is, hang on 1 second, let's gather my thought. Well, that she is what a heroin addict looked like. She didn't look like an addict. She was functional. Most addicts are functioning addicts. We only look at addiction, not only, also a narrow view of addiction It's only a problem when people don't have a home and they're suffering from addiction, or they need to steal or do something to fill their need. Oh, I wish I still had that thought. This is part of the me being a meth addict, because I really wish I could go back to the other thought though. Shit. Maybe later. No, all thoughts are giving me crap. Because I'm unmedicated. This is unmedicated. This is without meth or meth derivatives. Well, fuck. I'll start with my story, I suppose, in regards to this specific substance. Also gonna check to make sure it's recording because I'm paranoid. No? Yeah, seems to be doing fine. Wait, is it doing fine? Cool. And by the way, if you comment or do anything, it's like I can't see. I'll check occasionally, but the chance of me replying, I can reply later in the comments. So, it was last year. Maybe like either honestly like exactly a year or maybe a month or so off that I bought a home. And while we were inspecting the home and looking around, we found a pill bottle. And in that pill bottle, it does escape me, whether it was basically Ritalin or Adderall. I mean, the little pills, they had the RX number on them, all that kind of stuff. We searched it up. Pretty fucking positive that we had one or the other. I had never tried Adderall, Ritalin, anything like that, the steady drugs. I never tried them. So, I had yard work to do that day. And I was just like, cool, like, from what I've heard, I'm going to have energy, and I'm going to speed, and I'm going to get this yard work done. The thing that I didn't expect to happen was for the entire world to just slow down to a manageable level, not have racing thoughts or compulsive desires to get things done now, and not being able to concentrate on any of it. Everything slowed right down. Now, this was an odd reaction. So, my partner and I hopped on Google and found out essentially that I most likely had ADHD. So, what we did is, while the dose was still active, we got to a fucking walk-in clinic. We spoke to a doctor. We told him the situation, and we're like, please, refer me to a psychiatrist. I need a prescription for this, okay? And the doctor was kind of amused. It's not like the first time they've seen this form of like diagnosis, essentially. But they said they don't usually give referrals because from a walk-in clinic, because no one follows through. I was gonna fucking follow through. For sure I was gonna follow through. So, I remember it might have been the initial appointment. I'm not sure. I have a very unreliable psychiatrist. I don't know, essentially, like, I had my perspective and then my operating and everything changed so drastically, and in such a, just so drastic, in such a beneficial way. Shit, there goes the thought. Oh, to have such a stark comparison, because I was struggling last year this time. I was suicidal, or experiencing suicidal ideation once a week at least for 3 to 4 months straight. And when I took that pill, the all kind of faded away. And to have such a stark comparison of how functional and kind of like happy and calm I could be, as opposed to how my body was operating naturally. I knew I needed help. Like, I needed the medication, and not knowing that I was going without, it was hard. Like, knowing that I could be better, but having to wait, I think it was 2 months, a month or 2 months before I finally saw the guy. And this is where the unreliability comes in. Is quite often, and usually the day before, you'll get a call saying, I want to name him, but yeah. I read all his fucking reviews. All of his reviews said the same shit. Cancelled. And then, oh, sorry, and this was the thing, because I canceled the day before, and moved it a month down the road. And at that time, it's not what I needed. But I waited patiently. I went through the tests, and by the way, I spoke to someone recently whose child was just basically thrown on ADHD medication without testing. I was like, no, that's fucking wrong. That is so fucking wrong. Demand testing. The interesting thing about us discovering ADHD and discovering ADHD. And then the overprescription, because suddenly everyone had ADHD. Everyone could do well with strong central nervous system stimulants. Funny that. It is akin to teas and coffees and all that kind of stuff. It's a stimulant. It's stimulating. And sometimes a stimulated mind has a better time paying attention. Funny that. Anyways, so I got the test done. Turns out, yeah, I have fucking ADHD. I actually got a diagnosis for this one. This mental illness. Cool. And again, knowing before they fucking knew. So, I got put on Concerta was the first one. And it was an interesting time. Because when I have strong central nervous system stimulants, and by the way, coffee and tea and energy drinks don't cut it for me. They don't. Oh, come on. Well, let's backtrack a little bit. So I've been, undiagnosed, autistic and ADHD my whole life. So to suddenly have a diagnosis and to suddenly have an explanation for how I function and ways that I can better function, it was great. And one of the first things I discovered was that beyond the calm, beyond the racing thoughts going away and the, like I said, compulsive desire to get things done now, one of the things I really noticed was for the first time in 7 years, I could read and I could write again. And yeah, I'm getting emotional saying that because it was that profound. it was a really important time in my life because I could finally start giving words to my suffering, my mental illnesses, and like I could finally have a discussion about it, and I could finally research, I could finally read. And oh boy, did I have a lot to say. Of course I did. I finally had a voice again. And mixed in with that time as well, before I get into the bad side effects of Concerta. No, crap. We might be talking about the bad side effects because I don't remember what I was about to say. I don't know. Yeah, I could read and the mix-ups is that because I was so functional for once, I had a childhood mentor of mine die during that time while I was medicated. And because I was medicated, I thought I was handling it all well. Turns out I wasn't, but I guess like at least I could talk about it, at least I could write about it, like, at least I could reach out. But now to the bad side effects, because oh boy, Concerta lasts, at least for me, 12 hours. 12 hours. And the side effects that came along with that was food repulsion. Like opening my fridge, like just opening the door, would make me feel sick. We ordered takeout from a restaurant that we've had food from before. And well, the one thing I really remember, like, basically all the food was disgusting to me, and the egg rolls, whatever, it tasted like sweaty gym sock. Yeah, so I couldn't fucking eat. The one bypass I found was that my partner, if they cooked food, then food was made with love, and because my partner made it, it was therefore good and okay. So I guess like more of a mental hiccup than anything else, but one and what a serious mental hiccup. Like food suddenly disgusted me. Like I remember like staring at the fridge, feeling sick to my stomach, and like just like trying to like just going from like item to item with my eyes. Like, okay, so what isn't causing an immediate feeling of disgust? You know, it was yogurt. It was like I took a stack of yogurt because it was the only thing I could eat at the time. And the not sleeping part, because even after it wore off, I was having difficulty sleeping. Okay, that was Concerta. Oh, so that was working. Let's say it was working. It wasn't working. I was deteriorating fast. But the funny thing is that once I had my I keep calling this psilocybin aha moment, my magic mushroom healing moment, the one that lifted me free of 15 years of mental illness, like just feeling that all lift in one evening. When that happened, I tried taking my medication the next day, and it wasn't just food repulsion, like I just felt sick, like it was no longer agreeing with me. So, I stopped taking it. But then, my psilocybin aha moment brought me to Vancouver, where I met so many good friends, and, I have to check to make sure it's recording again so I can continue my thought. Yeah, cool. Oof. So, well, it's no secret that basically what happened with the like psilocybin aha moment there was that kind of like a bunch of rewiring and connection happened, like new neurons were formed, new pathways in my brain were formed. It was like a one-time blast. So I think I've talked about this before, is like it's suddenly a bunch of like new trails were trod upon like one time. with like existing trails still being there. So, yeah, what ended up happening is, I was naive. I thought the effects would have lasted, and potentially they could have, but the one thing I didn't know I needed was what they call integration. So it's taking the experience and basically transforming your life to match it, to keep trotting those new trails instead of going back to the ones you've always walked your entire life. You know, the ones that are riddled with mental illness for me. So that all of my old functioning and everything started creeping back, and as it was creeping back, actually a couple thoughts here. While I was in Vancouver, and since I was working from what I call like a center state, like an equilibrium, homeostasis, I was very centered, and I tried, pretty much any drug I could try, any substance I could try, any compound I could try, because I wanted to know what each compound, each substance, what little variations there would be, because I could perceive them, and I would notice the changes. So, one of the things I tried while I was there was meth. And, I think I've said it a few times, but like, big heart out to the meth addicted community in Vancouver. One of my most memorable evenings was spent with them. Tried meth. So, I tried substances with, anyone who would like try them with me, essentially. So, some revelations that came of this evening. At that moment, I was still like working from a fairly centered state. Like, say that may not have benefited from meth necessarily. Yeah, because it's like, a few things, quite a few things actually. Out of all the like addicted communities I sat with, and I partook in their substances, the meth addicted community was the most resistant, the most resistant to me actually trying their substance, because they're all like, oh, you'll get hooked, which I've actually heard about heroin as well. I've tried heroin. I've both injected it and I've smoked it, and I was talking to a constable out of like PA or something recently, and he was saying he had used the word brave because I was telling him about my psychonautics, because that's the one that'll get you hooked. You'll try and you get hooked, and it's just like, well, no, not if you don't need it, not if it's not if you're not fixing a deficit, and that's rude, but correcting an imbalance. So back to meth. As I was going through these substances with these communities, I wasn't getting addicted because I wasn't fixing an imbalance at that time. My neurotransmitters and everything were happy, well balanced. But anyways, meth addicted community was the most against me trying their substance. So when I tried it, honestly, I don't think I felt a discernible difference. I felt like I might have been a little more energetic or something. But I was asked, every time I tried substances with people, I asked them, what are you feeling? What are you getting out of this? And the one of them said, oh, it's euphoria. It's euphoric. And it's just Actually, the funny thing is, see if I can relate these, but well, I haven't experienced euphoria from a substance, like not one that I can take, not the one that I've ever taken, and there's more. I'm going to continue to try them. I get my euphoria from like experience, just yeah, certain experiences, certain people. That's where I find my euphoria. So the one said was euphoric for them. And then maybe I can like piece this in. Some of the reading I did before I started this live here was that euphoria is kind of like one of the, I won't call it side effects, but like one of the effects of like meth and meth derivatives. Yeah, is a euphoria, because what I figure is blissful, happy state and stuff. So like when you're blissful in a happy state, yeah, you're more likely to pay attention and be present and be able to process information. Funny that. Anyways, and through further discussion, it was found that all of them had an ADHD diagnosis. Yep. So if you didn't know, most meth users are self-medicating to a degree. Yeah. Yeah, I'll continue with that thought. With the self-medication. And the problem with self-medicating, with our drug war and the way things are, is you don't know what you're getting. There's cutting agents, there's it's now being it's now been found to contain fentanyl. So yeah, it's not safe. It is not a clean supply. The chances of you getting clean meth properly produced, slim. So when you're self-medicating, that's a big issue, because you don't know what you're medicating yourself with. There's several thoughts. I'm just trying to figure out which one I'm going to go with here. I guess let's start talking about like the associations and stuff. Because to be clear, meth has been given to school children. It goes under the brand name Desoxin, I believe. I'm going to go to my psychiatrist and demand this, because once my old pattern started emerging again and I started to become very ADHD again, I started using meth while I was in Vancouver, because when I wasn't taking care of myself, when I wasn't sleeping, when I wasn't showering or eating, and when I was so scattered, the one thing that really kind of brought me back to center was like a hit of meth. Like, and never in my life, there's a documentary coming out that I'm actually in. It's been delayed. The release has been delayed due to COVID. It's about novel psychoactive substances, NPSs. Anyways, oh come on, thought. Okay, but side thought. Funny side. Oh no, thought's gone. Shit. Yep. And this is why I prefer to be medicated. Oh, I think that was the side thought actually. It was when I was first medicating with Concerta there, it was very stark contrast between me being medicated, me being unmedicated. And finally having functionality and clinging so dearly to it, it made my non-medicated state like basically unbearable. Like to lose thought and it was very frustrating. It was beyond frustrating. I was so pissed. To not to be able to have coherent thought, like just have one continuous thought. And I know now that like ADHD can be a gift of sorts because instead of having like a one track, my brain goes in a million different directions, and like I feel like it's kind of like I can entertain so many thoughts at once with such detail. And like one of the features too is like oh no, come back. Because like now it's just like a calm thing, and like for the most part I give it to my thoughts that like if it's important it'll come back or something. Like it's no longer worth it to me to stress about being me, being ADHD, being unmedicated. I prefer to be medicated, but unmedicated is okay. And I know actually with psychotherapy and stuff like that, like there's kind of like a eventual like balancing and merger of my like more functional state and then ADHD kind of thing. Like I can work that over time, but there's also this like substance shortcut, and it's really nice to take that shortcut because suddenly I can just feel calm. Yeah, hard not to be addicted to that. Hard to not be addicted to things that literally make me more functional. So back on the giving kids meth, the socks in here. On a note on overprescription is at first, well actually sorry, even like autism and ADHD, well it's gendered. Boys have it. So it's just like the chances of me ever getting a fucking diagnosis were slim, except for me finding it my fucking self, right? Okay, meth to children. Oh yeah. Because I was looking at this. Because like they don't always put them on Desoxin. And by the way, this I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right, but Desoxin, the one I'll be asking for from my psychiatrist, is pharmaceutical grade meth. Okay, it is like 100%. With some added sugar and stuff to make it a pill. And it blows my fucking mind that, well, like the war on drugs, the war on particular substances, and basically not being able to control the money aspect of it, essentially. Like, I can go to my psychiatrist, I can get this fucking prescription for pharmaceutical grade meth, carry that, and it'd be completely legal. But I can't go get the same thing off the street. If I go do that, I'm going to be a criminal for it? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me that if I was so scattered and not taking care of myself and stuff, that I felt like I needed my medication now, essentially, that it would be criminal of me to go down to the fucking street corner downtown and get some? Or be unfunctional and wait fucking months for an appointment. You gotta be fucking kidding me. And a note on the fucking war on drugs here. Because again, it's control. It's control. And let's not forget that the war on drugs is rooted in racism, and that hasn't left. It's no secret that indigenous and people of color and such get disproportionately arrested for having illegal substances. They get harsher sentences for it, and that's reflected in our prison populations, for fuck's sake. Yeah, the war on fucking drugs, a war that makes it so, like, again, I described the street corner situation to you, so there's no use repeating that. Yeah. No, I had like some points before I discovered that I can actually request pharmaceutical grade meth. Oh, and I had honestly thought of that point until I just lost it there. Anyways, prescribing meth to children. Cause I wrote notes on this one, cause yeah. Basically you found that strong central nervous system stimulants, for some kids, cause like, it's like, when you give a kid coffee, you're expecting them to go off the wall and all that kind of stuff, like, you're not expecting them to calm down and pay attention. So when they started prescribing kids meth and meth derivatives, because again, it's just like illegal substance, meth, legal substance, disoxin, pharmaceutical grade meth, as long, and all the derivatives. And by the way, the reason I'm going to be demanding this prescription is because after Concerta and after I tried meth in Vancouver, while I was in Vancouver, I also tried several different prescriptions for my ADHD, and none of them were strong enough. None of them worked. Not like meth. Oh, and let me tell you why I used meth while I was in Vancouver. Because unlike Concerta and other medications I've tried, which were either didn't work or made it so I couldn't eat or fucking sleep, meth, for me, only lasts about 2 to 3 hours. I can eat while I'm on meth, and well, if I wanted to, I could sleep while I'm on it, and if not, then I can definitely sleep after the 2 or 3 hours. Because and even like other stimulants, is like I can chug a craft or something of coffee. I've guzzled energy drinks back to back to back and fallen asleep right after. Same thing with meth, right? Yeah. I'm kind of, I find it really fitting that like I'm unmedicated, talking about meth and its benefits, and like both you and then me, when I watch this, I get to see like a picture of ADHD, unmedicated ADHD, because it has good and it has its bad. Anyways, prescribing meth to children. They found it to be very effective for some children. It helps them pay attention, stay focused, helps control behavioral issues, helps you organize overall tasks, thoughts, everything. Come on. Oh, and listening skills. Yeah. Because it's not like I don't, I always thought it was so fucking rude. It takes so much for me to pay attention, honestly. And I always kind of joked that, like, you know, like, I can't even pay attention to what I want to, so like, if you want my attention, it's just not gonna happen. Oof. I don't remember. One of the base points was, and this is before, like, I literally, right before I started this live, discovered the existence of disoxin. So at least now I know, and I'm hoping that I have a good enough relationship with my psychiatrist that not only do I get this prescription, but that I get to use it as I want to fucking use it. I'm gonna check to make sure this is recording, because what I'm about to say here is important to me anyways. Doop-a-doop-doop. Cool. I have no idea how much battery I have left, so we'll find out. Oh, come on. And this effectiveness, like, using it how I want to fucking use it. Because how we prescribe things, medication, is so fucked. Like, so entirely fucked. And the way we think it works, like, it can, like, a lot of medications can work sooner than later. Essentially, like, with the Concerta there, it's like, I was supposed to take it, like, prescribed time every fucking day, and then guess what, that wasn't fucking working for me. Like, I had to go without my medication so I could eat and sleep. Like, I had to miss doses to achieve that. So, one of the issues we have with overprescribing central nervous system stimulants, or meth and meth derivatives, and prescriptions as a whole, is having to take it every fucking day. And, like, or several times a day. It's like, guess what? It's like, I'm going to take it as needed. Like, I don't need to have an increase in my ability to read and write all the time. I don't particularly need to, like I don't need all these benefits all the time. I don't. Like I said, trying to balance unmedicated and medicated ADHD is like to find like a symbiosis of sorts. Is like my goal. Because taking it every day, like, here's the issue with taking any substance. Okay, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Any substance for a prolonged period of time is that you build tolerance, and especially with fucking ADHD meds, you build tolerance. And you know what they do to fix that? This thing you're taking every fucking day? Is they up the dose. And they'll continue to do that, well, until essentially, to a degree, it kind of stops working. And more likely before the stops working part. Oops. Well, I feel like it is comparable to like the like someone who needs their cup of coffee and is a gigantic asshole if they don't have it, right? That's one of the symptoms that is one of the more common symptoms that appears with like ADHD meds is aggression. You being more assertive, like, because you think you can stay focused. You other things, so you're more assertive, and you can be like downright like a dick, big dick. So that's actually kind of adds into a lot of the stigma we have with like meth use and stuff, is because like as far as ruining lives and stuff goes, it's not just like the stealing and the lying to manage to get your fucking medication. Oh, come on. Yeah, so you become a giant prick about it too. Yeah, like you're angry. You get angrier, which obviously doesn't help, especially when you form an addiction to it. Because just like people who like need a fucking smoke or need their cup of coffee and all that kind of stuff is your body gets like sick and agitated and all that kind of stuff if you don't have it. Yeah. I don't know. Like honestly, I had quite a few like hard points before I discovered that I can go pick up pharmaceutical grade meth. Because, okay, so let's try to operate without that. Not knowing that this existed, my options were, and like I was going to be talking to my psychiatrist anyways, because like guys, it's more like you've seen how I have been in this video. It's more helpful for me to be able to have cohesive thoughts, to be able to read, to be able to write. Well, I mean, like, it takes, like, all that time I spend processing, trying to, like, catch the thought could be better spent, if you ask me. Okay, yeah, so my options before this discovery. Well, the way it was leading is like every prescription medication I was trying, again, either was not strong enough or had severe side effects, like ones that made it not worth it. And having my experience in Vancouver, like with my positive experiences with meth use, that it fucking worked. It worked. It worked wonders. One of the side thoughts I had with the, I said I was getting filled from that documentary there. I think I said it on camera to them. Is like, never in my life, never in my wildest fucking dreams did I ever think that I would be actually considering buying a meth pipe. Not a thought that ever crossed my mind. Nope. I still haven't yet, but I prefer other methods anyways, to smoking it. And actually, I guess to roll it out as not injection, I a little bit sublingually or insufflated, which is because I got the acquired taste for insufflating, and it hasn't really left yet. I mean like acquired taste. It's like when I was introduced to beers. Like, I fucking hated it at first, but it grows on you. Okay, yeah. So my options without this discovery. Well, picture like imagine you're me. You know that this illegal substance does the fucking job and does it well. But if I buy it, if I possess it, I'm a fucking criminal. The people selling it to me, selling me my medicine, are fucking criminal for it. And I guess that might have been the thought that came blasting to my fucking brain. When I was, all the energy is so fucking upset about this because, like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And this is just what I said with psilocybin, all these illegal substances. Like, I can't believe that, like, all of my medications, all my medications, like, what, mushroom still, like, they're not fucking legal, right? All of my medications, the ones that do absolute wonders for my mental health, the ones that are being proven to work, from studies out of Johns Hopkins and NYU and Imperial College and, like, all this shit, all of those wonderful institutions, are showing it works. And they're still fucking illegal. I don't get... Actually, no, I do get it. Like I said, the war on drugs is rooted in racism and has everything to do with fucking control. Because if they can't control it, then, yeah, it's fucking illegal, right? Oh, and, like, it's what happens with prohibition? What happened with alcohol again? Right. No alcohol. Make the alcohol, stronger. Still have it getting out, because it always will, just like all of these substances, just like the black market for fucking cannabis hasn't died down because they're doing a piss poor job at the white market. Come on. I don't know, just the fact that it's all still fucking illegal. Like, the closest we're having to having some of the synthetic legal would be LSD and MDMA. I'm just gonna check to see if it's recording again. Ooh, it's still recording. Cool. They're most likely to be legalized first. Especially kind of MDMA, because MDMA is being proven to be effective in treating, like, numerous veterans of PTSD, like, just ridding them of it. And by the way, I was diagnosed with PTSD at 14. And back when I was reading about my condition, the literature at the time said, essentially, is that you never really get over it. It never goes away. You just kind of get used to it. And it gets a little less. It's like, fuck. And now, we are curing it with a substance that is fucking illegal. Like, and same with, like, the LSD and stuff. I hope the sounds aren't too loud. Um, like back in the 50s, 60s before it got shut down, we were using LSD to treat alcohol addiction and having fantastic results. We had horrendous conditions. We were generally injecting people with way too much LSD, shoving them in rooms, and even then, we were seeing 50 to 80% success rates from those studies. And like I think some of them even were like a year later they had checked in with them, and people still hadn't resorted back to alcohol. But like, just how things are fucking illegal. Because there was, again, before I knew that I can go request prescription or pharmaceutical grade meth, what were my fucking options, right? I was gonna talk to my psychiatrist, I was gonna continue to try medications, hoping one was strong enough, and hoping that if it was strong enough that I could eat and I could sleep, knowing full and well that meth is a street corner away. But the person selling it to me is a criminal, and if I engage with them, I'm also a criminal. That's fucking criminal, if you ask me. I can't. Yeah. Yeah, no, sorry. It's absolutely insane to me. Like, that was like the big point, I think, was just how absolutely fucking insane that is to me. I'm doing everything right, following their system, following their fucking rules on the matter. When the alternative is right there. And the alternative isn't great. Like I said, like, meth is now being, like, spiked with fucking fentanyl. When I use, because I'll talk about that in a moment, when I use, I'm risking my life if I don't have it tested. And guess what? I think the nearest testing facility is in fucking Vancouver. Like, a mail, well, actually, I don't possess, I don't buy, and I don't fucking possess it because that would be criminal. But to be able to send it to Vancouver and get it tested, to eventually find out, because we don't have fucking testing facilities here. We don't have safe consumption sites. There isn't a place that I could go and do this and have someone fucking revive my ass in case I overdose. And again, for medically treating myself to become functional. And then here's this, like, if I was like this, like, stupidest catch fucking 22. I was just like, okay, so society demands me to be a functioning adult, right? And to be functioning, to be functional, come on. Yeah, sorry. I can't continue with that one. But just my functionality lies in the substance that they deem illegal. So it's like, what do you want me to do? Do I become a criminal so I can be a functioning member of society? Is that what I do? No, I'm sorry, like, I'm speaking from the place again before I found this prescription. Because, oh boy, am I going to demand that now. And again, I'm going to take it as needed, because even, I got a prescription for quetiapine over the winter. For those of you who don't know, my mental health deteriorated so much over the winter that I experienced kind of like schizophrenia, psychosis for the first time. And when that was happening, I got prescribed quetiapine, Seroquel kind of thing. It's an antipsychotic, and it worked. It made the voices go away, but also made, like, all my feelings go away, turned me into a vegetable. And again, taking it as they wanted me to take it, taking it as prescribed. So now that, and like, I haven't, like, I don't think I was on that medication for long, because I was preferring to be emotional and, well, I say emotional like it didn't have weight to it, like having such extreme highs and lows was better than not having any. Anyways, I have that prescription left over, and well, like, I feel like I might have to get it refilled and have to explain my usage of it because I use it as I need it. When I have a big mood fluctuation, and like those old thought patterns, those old neural pathways start firing up again. Well, basically, like when the world turns to shit and everything's just shit. I call it quetiapine my ass. Whereas basically I took it and I went to sleep. And and oh boy, does it work. Like it knocks me out for I think I like achieved like 20 something hours the one time. The last time I used quetiapine. Just make sure this is recording again. Cool. Last time I used quetiapine. And actually this might explain some things to some of you watching here. Okay. Essentially over the last week here, I've been very low energy. And I was watching YouTube and like nothing specific, nothing that would be produce emotion, let's say. And well, suddenly, to put it lightly, I got hit with a big sad. I got hit with like I don't want to call it depression, like kind of like a despair depression kind of thing. 'Cause like I know what depression feels like when it sets in. This was just like very big emotions, very overwhelming, and I had no idea why, no fucking idea why. But I knew that when I got this way, because like again, like I've never been diagnosed as borderline personality disorder or bipolar, but officially diagnosed, cautious diagnosing, because again, it's like unless I go to a psychiatrist, get the testing, get it confirmed, it's not. But yeah, again, I've been kind of like funny how ADHD and bipolar and most mental illnesses are comorbid and concurrent. Like people don't generally have just one, and a lot of them are related in, like they're really closely related actually. Like we're going to condense the DSM, which will be actually really fun and challenging. Oh come on. Oh yeah. So I'm used to being like ADHD and bipolar having like huge, like my entire life was like huge or like lows, and then like I always considered the mania, it seemed normal to me. Like I seemed functional. I had energy. I could do things. I was an extrovert as opposed to an introvert. You know. Yeah. I've used quetiapine as needed in a couple ways. One was like when I was more manic, and like I can achieve mania. I can achieve sleepless nights without any substances. At least I could. It's harder to do now. I made a post about it. Like I'm developing a circadian rhythm. I've never had one before. I've never had a normal fucking sleeping schedule. It's weird. Quetiapine and what about it? Sorry, yeah, so this last week here. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna describe this to you, because I was gonna make a separate post about this, but, might as well say it here. Okay, one second, I'm paranoid that my battery is gonna die, so if I don't check that, then I'm gonna have trouble focusing on what I want to say. Where are we at? Sorry everyone. Wait, no. Oh, is it gonna fucking die? Shit, it's gonna die. Okay. I have to be more quick about this. Okay. So, wow. Okay, my old patterns, one second, I'm gonna actually switch to front-facing camera so I can, see as my battery is here. Wait, can I do that while I'm recording? Oh, cool. Well, and to be fair, I should probably just run and grab the cord instead of trying to blurting everything out that I want to say in the next 7%. Oof, I just gotta be quiet about it because, oof, everyone in the home is asleep, like normal people do. But oh boy, do I need it. Charge. Oh no, it's so hot in here. That's open now. Oops. Come on. Oh, this is elaborate. Okay. Oh, come with me. No, stop it. God damn it. Wait, did I find the earphones? Yeah. Bonus. Are you all actually still watching? What the hell are you all doing awake this early? Sorry. I mean, I'm awake this early. That's because I didn't sleep. Come on, Zucchini. Come on. I'm not keeping you over forever. Let them. I already have 3 moth friends inside. I don't need more. Ooh, plug this in quick. No, I'm actually like super jazzed. Oh no. Damn it, they're the shitty headphones. I thought I'd found my good headphones that I've been missing for some time. Energy. Is it gonna work? Let's try it out. Cool, we have energy. Whew. 4%. Just made it. Okay. Hi. Hang on a second, I gotta switch back to front. The actual name of this creature is Zucchini. I just kind of wanted that to be read properly at the beginning, because like how I was utilizing quetiapine. I have Justin Bieber stuck in my head. It's not like the worst, it's not the best either. I was gonna light it backwards. Shit. And by the way, while I was waiting in fucking limbo forever to try to get prescription medicines for ADHD, I did some research, and the best equivalent you can get is taking supplement L-theanine, which is essentially tea, kind of, and caffeine. That's the best you could do. But back to this last week here, because, yeah, like I said, I was gonna make a separate post about this, but oh boy, does it need to be said. Oh crap. But yeah, well, I was sitting watching YouTube, and suddenly I get hit with a big sad. And more than the big sad, but it started out as a big sad. I checked my messages, and suddenly guests were going to be coming. And, oh, sorry, like, I got hit with like big sad, and I started crying. I was crying on the couch. And feeling vulnerable and all that, and suddenly guests were going to be arriving, and it's just like, nope. Did I make a post about this? I might have. I did. The brain just did the window shutdown noise, like, like, not happening. Well, one of my roommates came upstairs where I was, and started tidying up because we were having a guest over. A podcast is run out of the house, and we're having very important guests. Actually, and to be clear, might as well throw it out here. It's unrelated, but important. We were recording with family and friends of Ashley Morin. Ashley has been missing for a couple years now. And they're seeking answers, right? There's a lot of emotion there, so I'm having trouble processing. But just Google it. Google Ashley Morin. There's an auction for it. I walked with this family. A walk they do every year to raise awareness. They came here to record. And a roommate, future roommate here, had arrived as well. And like all these people, actually let's backstep a bit. Actually, no, it's not. I was excited. I was not excited. I was not fucking excited that people were going to be in the space. But generally speaking, the company of any of these people would just delight me. I love them dearly. If you end up watching this, I love you guys. Okay. Yeah, under normal circumstances, I would have been thrilled to see any of them. But as my roommate came upstairs to start tidying our place, just their presence, and again, like, none of this was the roommate's fault, none of this was the fault of the guests we had, but like them being in my presence and cleaning, which is a good thing, made my skin crawl and stand on edge. Like, just think of a dog with his hackles, but like not like less angry, but just like, prepared. My fight or flight kicked in, apparently. And it was turning into fight and flight, because I knew it was time to pin my ass into the next day, to just sleep it off, because the patterns that emerged were my old patterns. They want to see me harm myself. I did. I hit my head on the wall. I did. And I gained satisfaction from that for some reason, but I hit my head on the wall. And then, the three things: the skin crawling, hitting my head, and then, and the one that really threw me for a loop, because I haven't felt suicidal or had those thoughts in such a long time. And I wasn't suicidal. I didn't want things to end. But my brain kept kind of auto-completing sentences that it was like, head talking in like normal voices, as opposed to what abnormal voices. I don't know. The normal talking voice in your head was like auto-completing every sentence to I want to die, or it's like just death, essentially. So I knew it was time to quetiapine my ass and sleep it off. And it worked. I took 50 milligrams, which is less than I've been taking, and it worked. I got 16 hours sleep, which is magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. But the thing I wanted to highlight with that whole thing, why I suddenly felt sad, why I had such a strong emotional response, turns out the next day, I started my period. I started bleeding, and like, I'm going to actually start tracking it now, because this isn't new. This isn't a new phenomenon, but I'm always so surprised. Like, I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm angry at everything. I get really fucking sad, emotional, and then like suddenly, like the next day I start bleeding, and it's just like, oh, cool, I'm not crazy. So this was one of those experiences, but like I like that. It floored me. Like, I've wanted to die longer than I've wanted to be alive. I've wanted to be alive. Like, I know probably there was some time existing when I was a kid, but I've wanted to die, and I thought about death, and I've seen myself physically dead in the world since I was 12. Yeah, 12. I'm turning 27 next month. 15 years, right? So 15 years of neural pathways that any minor inconvenience meant death. I should just end it. And it was really, really startling to suddenly be back in that mindset again. And I didn't feel true. I didn't want to die and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, my brain kept auto completing everything to like, let's die. So anyways, not only am I gonna start tracking that, but I don't know. I've never really identified with my birth sex because what a process I don't want to be a part of. Like why would I want to like go crazy once a month? Yeah. This all started with again taking prescription medicines as not prescribed. Because I took 50 milligrams and it knocked me out for 6 hours. I woke up the next day and I felt good. And actually, honestly, usually when there's such a significant emotional burst, it takes days to recover generally. This time I took one with less medication, and next time, because like there's going to be a next time. I'm still experiencing fluctuation. Yeah, I'm going to try taking 25 milligrams. Did I have any other points? That was a big side tangent, but it was important, and I really needed to get it out there because, like, again, all those symptoms I expressed, like sudden overwhelm of emotion, sudden fight or flight, and setting right back into my old suicidal tendencies was not cool. And I didn't know, like, until the following day when I started bleeding. I had no idea what was causing it. And that's scary. So again, I'm gonna start tracking that, and then I don't know, give myself more leeway and stuff. Try to be kinder to myself on either end, I suppose. Leading up to, and then well, actually, mostly leading up to, because afterwards I'm fine. You know, cramps and grumpy and stuff, and oh my god, food cravings, but I'm fine. Is there anything I wanted to say? I don't know. Like, I know, and maybe I'll end up commenting quite a bit on this video, because like I said, I'm unmedicated for my ADHD, and I'm having I'm operating in an ADHD state, so there's a few points that went awry, and I won't know until I watch this again, and maybe I'll be commenting to play catch up, essentially. I don't know, because there was my brain is having difficulty because there's such a sudden shift. Because like I said, in the research for this live video here, I discovered that I can actually get pharmaceutical grade meth, which is a godsend, honestly, because like I said, without knowing that existed, I was slowly running out of options. I was gonna talk to my psychiatrist. I was gonna continue trying new medications, hoping they worked, and then like just balancing like every side effect that that came with it. I'd be comparing it to how effective meth is for me. And then weighing the consequences. So on one hand, like I'm dealing with like prescriptions that oh, come on, keep thinking. I don't know. Yeah, I'm really excited that I figured out Desox in there, because is that a dog watching behind you? It was a cat. Can you see that? That's cat. That's zucchini. Did anyone else ask anything while we're watching it? Oh, cool. Thoughts? I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited. Well, there's two competing thoughts. One is that I'm excited that I can get a medication that I know will work, because it is literally just pharmaceutical grade meth, which will be fantastic because I won't have to deal with a not clean supply from the street, right? It will be clean, which is, yeah. Fuck. If my psychiatrist won't give me this fucking prescription, I'm getting a new psychiatrist. I'll wait. I'll continue to wait. Oh, sorry. One experience I wanted to highlight. One experience I really wanted to highlight is recently I had the opportunity to partake with. I got the opportunity to use meth because, like I said, I can't buy it and I can't possess it because that would be criminal. But I had the opportunity to partake, and when I came home and in the morning when my partner woke up, he I ended up talking to them that I had used and all that kind of stuff. They said they said they knew something was off. And this is where alarm bells might be ringing for some of you, but they knew something was off because I was kinder. And the more precise word we ended up coming up with is I was more accommodating. Because I am. Like, isn't that crazy? Isn't that absolutely fucking crazy that meth makes me kinder? Huh. It's because I have an attention span. I can be present. I can be present enough to be kind. That's crazy. Yeah. Not something you hear every day. So no, on one hand, very excited to get pharmaceutical grade methamphetamine, because the alternative wasn't great. The, I guess, prognosis, whatever, was horrible, because there was a slim chance that I was going to find a prescription that worked. Because, like, I feel like they're probably not itching to put people, like, right on methamphetamine. I feel like they've kind of backpedaled on that one a bit, because they have all these different derivatives now that, work in different ways and are in some ways less potent and stuff. No, was what? Hoping that I would eventually find one that worked, and that I could use it in the way that I want to use it, when I could use it as needed, when I would specifically need to gather my thoughts, when I need to study, when I need to tell people about my experience, write. And it's not even just writing, like, as we have witnessed with this video, it's thought as well, like having coherent thought. Yeah. And this is what urged me to make the video, was that thought, the thought that what if I didn't find anything that worked, or had terrible side effects. What if I found nothing that worked, and the entire time I would know that meth works for me, and that in order to be more functional, in order to be a functioning member of society, I would have to engage in criminal activity. That's what it would take. And that's just fucking insane to me. That I would have been pushed, after trying all of the legal methods, to roll the dice with an illegal substance on the corner. And only illegal because it's not being pumped out and controlled by, I know government's too vague, but by government, I suppose. Rolling the dice, because like I said, like, at least now with the research I did, or the reading I did before this video, is like, I know I can request pharmaceutical grade meth. It has a name. It's a brand name. But prior to that, what was I gonna do? Run out of options and then engage in criminal activity to be a functioning member of society. That's a really non-fucking functional society, if you ask me. And like I said, with all of the substances I've tried, and the we'll call them medications at this point, the psilocybin I use, and LSD, occasional MDMA, cathinones. Yeah, that literally to be a happier, smarter, fucking functioning member of society, that I've had to engage in criminal activity. That is absolutely insane. Like I said that in my video, Kate Speaks in Vancouver there. It's insane that the people who sell me my medication can be found criminally responsible. And that I would be found criminally responsible for medicating myself when literally all the other methods are failing. All of the legal avenues I was taking was leading directly to dead ends. I guess that's... Well, I might as well... Oh my, like, people don't generally watch when I make these things too long, but I guess it's not entirely for them anyways. No, I think I will save that for another video. A friend of mine requested what the different like uses for kind of like illegal substances are, and a quick overview is most people who are addicted or use meth suffer from ADHD. Most people who use heroin are actually using it as painkillers, like using it to treat pain or manage bipolar symptoms to curb mania. Oh, what else do we have? Well, and then I am lacking some of the science when it comes to crack, but like I said, with that experience, it felt like love, and a substance that can override the body into feeling love in individuals that otherwise cannot feel it, and not because they're not loved, but because they don't feel it. Yeah, forget the point, but that's just crazy. Is there anything else in this? Well, yeah, I never got to try GHB. Still want to. Oh, I guess ketamine is the other popular one, and ketamine is again good for like lowering state. I'm sorry, that doesn't do justice. Not lowering state, but I don't know how to correctly put this. I haven't learned quite a bit enough about ketamine yet, and when I tried it, it reminded me all too much of anxiety and depression. So it took me a while to get a respect for that one and an understanding of it. Well, let me think. DSK. Oh, I don't know. It made a more emotional state, a more open state, and yeah, I don't know. Because like since I've suffered one of my main mental illnesses I've suffered throughout life is depression. Basically, I was hardwired for a while that I would basically panic if I felt sad, because sadness leads to depression. Depression leads to suicidal ideation, and it was a steep slope and generally happened very fast. So it is still difficult for me to accept low energy and low mood states in myself, because my brain is telling me that next step is depression and the next step is suicidal ideation, although like again those pathways I'm not really trotting them anymore, right? Still have the fear though. I still have the fear that I will revert to my old self, the person I've been for the last 15 or more years, because I've only existed as me, as this me, for Since the psilocybin aha moment. I haven't been me for a fucking year yet. Ha! Jesus Christ. And for that, I'm actually doing very well, now that I think about it. I've only been myself for a year. Not even. I accomplished quite a lot, I suppose. Yeah, train of thought is gone. Like I said, I'm really excited to get this pharmaceutical grade meth from my fucking psychiatrist. Because sometimes it's really fucking nice to be able to slow the world down and write. To be able to write and to be able to read, be able to pay attention. Like I didn't know I was struggling. That's not getting accidental diagnosis, because again, I tried fucking a pill I found in my house and it led me to an ADHD diagnosis. That I was struggling like my whole life and I had no idea. I didn't know why. I thought I was deficient in some way. I was struggling. It was me. And I guess that's somewhat true, but like to know that chemical like substance could have helped me. I don't know. It's kind of hard to beat myself up for. Or easy to beat myself up. Yeah. Like I have to continually remember. Basically being grateful for where I am now and everything that led up to this, because I didn't want to struggle as much as I did learning and everything my whole life. It was really exciting to me when I was using meth in Vancouver, and I could learn again. I learned so fucking much. I could study. And I was productive. I wonder how much that's gonna be in the documentary. I don't know. I was doing all kinds of things I never thought I'd be able to do. I never saw myself doing. I never saw myself being so productive, because I never was. How could I think I could be that way if I'd never been that way, right? Yeah, because suddenly, like, anything was possible. Like, networking, easy. Sales, easy. Yeah, I was really effective. And then, yeah, I don't know. Like, to have such a positive experience with meth out there, and coming back with, like, ADHD, and then coming back to, like, to here, like, to the, like, borderline, the middle of Canada here. Like, I feel, and I could be wrong, but I feel like drugs might even be more tainted out this way, because at least with the coast and stuff, like, you're getting it possibly straight off the port, if you know what I mean. Whereas by the time it gets all the way inland here, well, how many times do you have to cut it to make it stretch, right? And it still floors me that they're popping fentanyl in it now. No, because I had ADHD symptoms. I was back in this province, and well, there's no thought to seek it out. Like I said, purchasing or possessing illegal, and I would not trust the product. Not only would I not trust the product here, but again, I can't get it tested. I can't go walk to a facility and get it tested. I would have to have some. I'd have to be criminal. I'd have to buy it, possess it, and mail it to Vancouver to get it tested. That's crazy. And let's say that because again, I would have run out of options. Like, I would have ended up using meth here, and thank goodness, I suppose, that come October, I could have gone to the safe consumption site and used there, just in case I overdosed. Like, now that I think about it that way, thank goodness. Because, wow. Thank goodness. Because the alternatives aren't fucking great. No, I told myself I can't trust the product here, and I didn't have a safe place to use, so wasn't gonna happen. So no, now I've tried, so Saskatoon meth one time, and yeah. The following morning, my partner said something was off because I was kinder, more accommodating. That's crazy. That's the kind of stuff you expect with drug use, right? Just to be a calmer, kinder, a person who can pay attention better. No, and this goes back to, like, I suppose, problematic drug use. It's the war on fucking drugs and the control aspect of it all. Because if you don't have a system that can create a clean supply, that can have, like, a doctor-patient relationship, like monitoring, can have, I might be losing this thought. Come on. Oh, the fact that the war exists at all. The fact that, I don't know, it blows my mind even more that I know now that there's there's meth manufactured from someone other than, like, government sources, which is illegal. But the government source stuff is fine. They'll sell it to you, even. They'll give you a prescription for it, even. Oh, that's, again, a lot of people who have addiction issues are self-medicating. That's the crazy part. So, since these people are self-medicating, and it's been seen in Portugal. They've decriminalized drugs for, like, years and years now. They've seen overall drop in use, significant lowering in, like, HIV, AIDS, and just an improvement overall kind of thing as a country, as the people there. Like, they started actually treating people with drug addictions. They started giving them programs and investing in community support and all of that. And when there's community support and programs in place, and you give people a purpose, make sure they're fed, make sure they don't have to fucking survive tooth and nail fuck. When you take care of people, no shit, it fucking works. Like, the war on drugs is because we would rather, like, we know people struggle with these substances, and we could literally create systems following Portugal's example to stop the war on drugs, because we'd be the ones supplying the fucking drugs. Like, government supplied fucking safe supply. Like, and basically people working with doctors, getting their prescriptions for these medications, because they all have fucking medicinal use. That's the fucking crazy part. Like I said, meth, ADHD, ketamine. Ketamine. The ketamine studies out of our university, actually, which I'm super proud of, was, I think it was treating, like, treatment-resistant depression and possibly PTSD, and found to be super effective. Ketamine is interesting in the fact that it's the substance equivalent to, have you tried shutting it off and turning it back on again for your brain? And it's been working. Well, we know about LSD, we know about psilocybin, like, we know about all the plant medicines. And if you don't know, go to decriminalizenature.ca, sign the petition, and learn about all these fantastic, life-saving plant medicines that we attempted to erase from indigenous cultures. Oh, and then made it illegal. Made it fucking illegal. Like, I don't even know, I'm not sure if, like, they can legally, I think they can legally do, like, their own, like, ceremony and practices, but, like, beyond that, it's illegal. It's fucking crazy. But no, anyways, again, like drugs, substances, like the drugs people are using, the self medication they're doing, isn't the problem. That's not the fucking problem. The problem begins. Well, it begins with trauma. As if you listen to Gabor Mate at all, leading expert in like addictions and then childhood trauma and all that. Oh, come on, keep going. Oh yeah, it all starts with trauma. And the fascinating part is actually a lot of us. Well, the mind's funny. A lot of people are like replaying out trauma and survival tendencies from traumas that they've repressed. That without the help of, I guess, possibly deep psychological or like psychotherapy. Well, I'm not sure if it's possible that way. Like psychedelics, hands down, can pull up those memories. I feel like I should make a quick note. If you're going to start treating yourself with psychedelics, something to know. Psilocybin, magic mushrooms. Okay, and this is all through my experience. Psilocybin, magic mushrooms. Well, it's cold outside. Two things. One. Well, I mean, like, if you're using it to treat yourself, this isn't as applicable, but psilocybin mushrooms, containing mushrooms, will make you do whatever you need to do. Like, if you need to rest, you're gonna fucking rest. Like, basically, if you took them to have a good time and go partying, you might not get the results you're looking for. Might not. You might. It's possible. I find that psilocybin is, like, I feel like kind of like the thought and the emotion arrive at the same time, but it's just like, it's like you, re-access your trauma and stuff with the emotion first, and then you get to, like, think and process it, where LSD, I find is really good for, working through trauma through thought, and then, like, possibly experiencing the emotional side of it. That one speaks to me much more. I'm, back when I was, well, again, 12 or 14, yeah. And this is, like, honestly, I could have developed into, like, a sociopath or psychopath now that I think about it. And with the added traumas, we were heading there. If I wasn't gonna kill me, it was not gonna be good. Yes, I remember describing to my therapist, that, well, I'd shut down my emotions, I'd shut down my empathy, or I was trying my fucking darndest to shut down my empathy and, emotions, because they always hurt, right? They always hurt, and they always, led to suicidal ideation. Like, why the fuck would I want emotions? So I tried to suffocate my own emotions and then, approach the world through thought. So, even now, 15 or so years later, I would much rather prefer to, like, think and talk my way through things than to, feel it. And not to say that you don't feel with LSD, you can too. If you have a lot of stored emotions, in association with the tremor, or just like a lot of stored emotions in general, psychedelics are likely to bring them out. Okay, but I gotta try to circle back to the, yeah, that addiction is self-medication, generally for childhood trauma and the symptoms persisting. And that, again, we literally just have to follow, like, Portugal's model. We start treating everyone for addiction, like, for the mental, like, illness that it is. Not the personality type, for fuck's sake. Oh, come on. Yeah, giving people support. I'm sorry, the cat's having a hell of a time. Oh, I'm gonna do front camera. Because ADHD brain was not going to allow me to continue my thought without paying attention to zucchini. Okay. You won't roll for me. It makes me sad. I can't call you zucchini roll for nothing. There you go. You are the new pump hunter. Dr. Leary. Not Timothy Leary. You're not talking about Timothy Leary, are you? He was not very well liked in the psychedelic community. I'll have to look. I would need a refresher on Hunter S. Thompson. I'm sure I know the works and stuff, but names association has never been my strong suit. And it's not to say that, like, Timothy Leary there didn't, well, here's the problem. Now that you've got me on this topic, the issue the psychedelic community had with Timothy Leary there, well, it was because he got vocal, and it was because he wanted everyone to have access to psychedelics. What was happening is, so these were, like, psychedelics were legal for a time. They were all fucking legal, and we backtracked from that. And then, basically, Timothy Leary is kind of part of the reason we backtrack from that. Because basically a lot of the scientists in the field were doing incredible work treating addictions and kind of doing, like, the work we're continuing now, like, however many years on later, right? We're picking up where they left off. Yes, they were doing breakthrough work. But, well, and I don't know, like, the way Timothy Leary was practicing and use of psychedelics and all that kind of stuff, he was going towards more of a like, cultish vibe. Because I think, like, his favorite one was LSD, and LSD can give you the God complex. So it's, yeah, like, there's psilocybin and LSD, actual, like, cults, Occulte Veritatis podcast has talked about those, so do give them a listen. Oh yeah, develop a bit of a God complex, and like, I don't fault him. Like, I too want to scream from the rooftops to everyone about the benefits of psychedelics. I do, and I do it. Borderline rooftop. Maybe one time I'll go stand on my roof here and we'll do a recording. But he took a position, and, well, pro-drug, anti-war, right? The whole, I wish I could remember the phrase, tune in, tune out, drop out. And I know that's not right, but that phrase of his saying that, the people who are taking psychedelic substances aren't going to fight your wars. And I think we had Nixon or someone at the time, and they weren't having that. Yeah, like, that's, like, basically, Timothy Leary helped fuel and maybe possibly begin the war on drugs. Because he made it so it was no longer underground, it was no longer secret, it was no longer being studied, or it couldn't be studied after the war on drugs began, right? And that was one of the things that floored scientists, is the ban was so excessive that they were no longer allowed to study these substances. And that has never before been heard. Like, any medication, you aren't scientifically allowed to study this molecule, this substance. That was fucking crazy. No, yeah, fuck. No, you might have ignited the war on drugs, essentially. Because you illuminated the fact that, yeah, people who take like empathogens, I hope I'm saying that right, when empathy response is promoted in people, and either through synthetic or natural methods, yeah, they don't want to kill each other no more. And like, of course, I'm not gonna. Why would I go off to some other country just to murder someone because you tell me to? Like, fuck that. Never in a million years. I'm surprised it wasn't so apparent, because after one of the world wars, like that's how like psychedelics began, or like our Saskatchewan's history with psychedelics began, was after one of the wars there. Weyburn Hospital was to its brim with patients presenting with, they were calling it schizophrenia at the time. They were basically blanket labeling a bunch of different conditions as that at the time. But with the help of a dedicated team, and part of, I think being part of this team and being part on staff is like, you had to have a psychedelic experience. That was part of like procedure. And it's because they thought that it might model schizophrenia or psychosis, like, being able to see things that aren't there and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, with the help of at least LSD, and under under the reign of Tommy Douglas and all that kind of stuff, the Weyburn Hospital turned around completely. All the people who had gone off to war, had to kill someone, and then came back traumatized from it, they were healed. And that, saying that, it sticks in my head a little profoundly, because it's not so easy to convince isn't the right word, but well, I'm gonna run with it though. Convince people in the addicted community to partake in psychedelics, because like psychedelics, like, you don't get to, you have to address your trauma. You don't have a choice. And usually by the time, well, homeless and addicted communities and all that, jam-packed full of trauma, because they're all like exist together, right? Oh yes, they have all their repressed trauma, and they know psychedelics will bring it up. And well, like, I understand, I guess, more so now just thinking about it, like, no wonder they didn't want to take it. Vital factors in therapeutic psychedelic experience is, oh, come on. I read for a moment and then I couldn't think. Repressed trauma. Oh yeah, set and setting. Set is, for most part, the mindset you have going into your interaction with a substance or psychedelic. Plays a big role. What do you want out of it? You can ask for guidance and all that kind of stuff. And then setting. And setting should be somewhere you feel comfortable and safe, and with people you trust and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, it actually makes a lot more sense to me now why they didn't want to try psychedelics while I was in Vancouver there, because I don't know how many of them kind of like remember what it feels like to be safe anymore, right? Yeah, like, when's the last time? I spent so much time with the addicted community in Vancouver. And that relates to the point there. Like, they're the community that could possibly heal the most with the use of psychedelics. Oh, come on. relating point. Come on. Oh, but they don't have a safe place to do it. I mean, like, the chances of them having a positive experience is slim, because set and setting. What mindset do you have going in? What are your expectations? What do you want out of it? And setting somewhere you feel safe with people you trust. And my time on the streets there is just like, you don't get to feel safe. It like with the Methodity community, for them it was easy, because to stay awake you take meth, which is a central nervous system stimulant, and that way you can guard your stuff. Your stuff's not gonna get stolen. Because if you fall asleep, people will fuck you up. So the people who could benefit most from psychedelics and potentially how can they? What the thought kind of brought this all to mind was Pete, I believe, up in like Davie Street in Vancouver. Brilliant, witty, fucking lovable gay man. So proudly. One day, so I'm on like a good day and a bad day, and on the bad day, I remember him saying out to the people who on that specific day were not being kind, were not looking, weren't even looking at him, were looking again with disgust or with pity, that he yelled something to the fact, or something to the manner of that, essentially, that he had killed someone, or had to kill someone, and how is he ever supposed to live with that? And if we relay that back to the Weyburn Hospital situation, there we go. Psychedelics could help him heal and forgive himself, but likelihood of him ever getting that opportunity is slim. I might change that. I might try to change that. Yeah, I might try to change that. Because, like, knowing what I know now, how much drastic change that is possible with, again, for me, my psilocybin moment there was a gram of magic mushrooms and a conversation with a new person where I could take out every skeleton from my closet, everything that I had been taught over the years that people would not like me for, things to be guilty and ashamed about. Not being made to feel guilty or ashamed about it. Like, transformed me into I don't want to say complete, but like just a new person. I'm not even sure I call it ideal, but I don't know. I know that much drastic change. Like, again, 15 years of all the mental illnesses I fucking mentioned in that video, suddenly lifted, like clean and clear and under control. That's possible. I know that's possible, and I didn't do it on purpose. I did not do it on purpose. I sought psychedelics because I'd run out of every other option. And in regards to mindset going in, the mindset leading up to this experience, the months prior, was change or die. I had to change so drastically, or I was going to die. And 1 gram of mushrooms, conversation with a friend, fixed all of that. Changed it so completely. And I'm actually excited. Like, I'm hoping my home eventually becomes like healing a place of healing. I intend to get trained in psychedelic, like psychotherapy, essentially, and hopefully by then, hopefully at least decriminalizednature.ca pushes through, and we have legal access to psilocybin and peyote and ayahuasca and iboga. At least we'd have those, and I could offer people a place to come take a substance that is most likely going to make them feel better, can help them change, can help them heal, and give them a safe place to do that, a welcoming place. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really fucking looking forward to that. I already have a therapist friend out of Vancouver who says she'll come back in a heartbeat to do group therapy sessions with people. So, that's some long-term goals. And with that in mind, whether I bring Pete here or I go out to Vancouver and I create a situation for him there, it's possible. Oh, and just all the people it's possible for. I'm on the path to helping and healing people, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Gives me a purpose, right? Anything left on the meth situation? Again, like, the big takeaway from that was not knowing that a pharmaceutical grade meth was available, and then staring down the road of hoping a prescription would work and it'd be worth the symptoms enough and would make me functional enough to not seek criminal measures to medicate myself in order to be a functioning member of society. That's what drove this conversation. This live conversation, kind of. This live chat, because I didn't know that a pharmaceutical grade was available, and I was going to be running out of options. And again, recently I got to use some meth, and like I said, I came home and I was calmer. I got lots done, because I could focus on a task enough to actually see it through and finish it, which is really cool, because suddenly things are getting finished and I can move on to the next task. Coming home and having my partner tell me that something was off because I was kinder and more accommodating. It would have been, I feel like I wouldn't have had a choice. Right? If I had exercised all of my legal options, I wouldn't have had a choice. And then, like I said, without having that choice and having the war on drugs as it is, I would have been gambling my life in order to be functional. But then again, the revelation that came now was, at least come October 1st, there would have been a place for me to go to use safely. At least there's that. At least there would have been that. Because I'm going to berate the absolute fuck out of a psychiatrist until they give me pharmaceutical grade meth. And maybe to some people who, watch this and see it as far as just that may seem extreme, but medicinally speaking, it works, and we've already been prescribing it to children for years, so I think I'll be fine. And like I said, I'm not going to use it as prescribed, because if I use it as prescribed, it's been proven, I'm going to end up being more aggressive, angrier, and I'm going to build tolerance, and I'm just going to keep upping my dose and upping my dose and upping my dose. No, I refuse. I'm going to get this prescription, and I'm going to essentially, medicate it as needed. I'm going to spend time in an ADHD state. Oh, I don't know how to put this necessarily. Yeah, a medicated ADHD state and a non-medicated ADHD state, and kind of flip-flop between those two until I can achieve a balance. And then maybe, I mean, like, cognitively speaking, it makes sense that I would develop the pathways and all that kind of stuff, and I would no longer need the medication eventually. But again, we're combating 25, 26 years of those pathways existing, so, yeah. No, actually, one thing, I'm just trying to make sure I got it, wanted to say, or said everything I wanted to say. Like I said, when I first used meth with the meth addicted community, okay, two thoughts so I can keep track of them both. Vancouver. I'm actually sad I never got to go to the, well, I guess we can call them like meth users community. There's a community of meth users in Vancouver because they know what's up. If they can get a clean supply, and who the fuck knows? Like, we pay so much for a prescription. Oh my god. What if I find out that fucking, this prescription for, Desoxin here, what if I find out that meth is cheaper? Fuck me. And, like, that's not an issue as long as I can afford it, right? As long as I can afford pharmaceutical grade, but what if money became an issue? I need to be functional, and oh my god. It's just like what happened with fucking weed, right? Or cannabis. Fuck. Huh. I mean, not just, like, because, we weren't giving prescription weed. Not necessarily. No, because they saw fit to shut down all of the medicinal dispensaries. That was one of the things that also floored me, in Vancouver was, again, like, well, because, wait, I don't know. I don't know. All my friends, everyone I met, not everyone I met, but everyone I spent my time with, everyone I, grew relationships with, befriended and stuff, they were all part of the addicted community. What was the thought with that? Oh no, I had two thoughts and I lost both of them. Meth users versus the addicted. Shit. I don't know. No. I'm gonna talk back about the last thought, and then hopefully the other one comes back. Which is, yeah, well, I guess I had an off thought. There's a realization that, yeah, everyone I spent, time with in Vancouver there, were addicted. And I guess it's so frustrating, and what gives me such passion now is it's all preventable. Not only is it all preventable, but there's literal frameworks that we have to copy from a country where this shit is working. And we could fucking fix all of this. But we'd prefer to struggle? We'd prefer to stigmatize? Oh, here we go. Stigma. Because not only was the meth addicted community the most against me trying their substance for fear of addiction, and like I said, by definition of addict now, I'll be backwards now. By definition of addict now, 100% I'm a meth addict. I'm passionate about it. Why the fuck would I not be? Like I said, the two definitions of addict I saw was, one had weight, and one was like almost making fun of it, like how privileged one would be to say they're a chocolate addict, I suppose, when every other form or every other usage of the word carries so much weight with it. Meth addicted community was the most against me trying their substance, and, well, it's the only substance I was introduced there that, okay, correction, not the only one, but, oh, keep going. it was the most, well, it was the most medicinally useful and most helpful to me at the time. And I was at this house party, and everything was free game. Like you could use whatever, you could do whatever, but you couldn't use meth in the house because there was well, yeah, a lot of people have suffered loving and knowing, and loving and knowing people who form addictions with meth. So it's not that I didn't use. I just did so in private, and no one would know. I'm calmer, I can think clearer, and all that kind of stuff. No one knew. And then, like, I actually got to explain to the head of the household my take on the matter, the fact that it is medicinal for me. Yeah, I don't know. There's only, well, actually, I guess besides nicotine. Oh, sorry, I had 3 addictions. Okay, nicotine, THC, and cathinones. I never knew, yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's see if I can keep track of all these thoughts at once. It blew my mind and theirs when I spent time with the addicted community. And, I had money at the time, so I would give them money. I'd buy food and eat with them, and I would give them money, knowing full well that they were about to go get a fix. They were about to go take my money and go buy drugs with it. And I was 100% okay with that. Because I understand the nature of addiction. I understand what they were trying to treat. And, it made her cry a bit, actually, because, I understood. Not only did I understand, but I wasn't judging her for it. Because, I saw it. I met this person. They were very, eloquent, well-spoken, telling me about how they used to, tour with a band, and how they lost their kid because they got a mental assessment one time, and suddenly they took their child away. But anyways, I connected with this individual, and I saw, the quote-unquote sickness set in. I saw the addiction, bubbling up. And no shit, because, we were talking about, dramatic things. So I saw this person carrying, smarts, all those things, suddenly become on edge, in, you could say, a fight or flight mode, and they looked so uncomfortable, and they're getting snappier and a little angrier and stuff, and and then they felt bad. They weren't going to ask me for money because they were going to go get their fix. And, they might have ended up asking. I was just and I told him, you don't have to feel shameful for that, man. I see it. I go get your fix. Come back, and we'll continue to talk. And lo and behold, when they came back, they were, their old self. I don't know. Yeah. Don't know how to relate back to that tangent, but meth is the most stigmatized one, and it's probably, no wonder rise of it is, use of it is rising, because ADHD is a pretty prevalent as far as mental disorders go. Is there anything else? I don't know. Oh, and then just relating back to that, I thought it was pretty neat that, neat and, I don't want to say divisive, but it was interesting to, know of the meth using community in Vancouver. I wanted to go to one of their hangouts or whatever. I never got the opportunity. At least they had a group they could be open about it, right? It was cool idea, I thought. because you're just getting a bunch of, like, ADHD people together and, being able to have conversations about, like, their existence. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. But then contrasting that with, the method, is there a difference? I want to say, because the meth addicted community and what makes them, quote unquote, like, stereotypical addicts is that they don't have a home, that they don't eat enough, they probably haven't slept well, they don't have access to a fucking shower, they don't have basic, like, they struggle to finding a fucking toilet half the time. That shouldn't be a thing. So, like, no wonder you can have people who aren't fighting for survival be able to use a substance and not have a problem with it, whereas having people who are fighting for survival, and they are fighting to survive, they end up, heck, like one of the the ADHD fellow who described his meth experience as euphoric to me was also a kleptomaniac, which is interesting. One of the other interesting things about addicted communities as a whole, because they exist everywhere. I've never in my life witnessed a tighter knit community, because the addicted community, and, like, they have each other's backs, like they have each other's backs, but they have each other's backs despite all suffering from not only addictions, but other big mental illnesses as well. Like, it's basically like certain patterns of behavior, like, because of trauma, they were in a cycle of never-ending abuse. ADHD is going to continue to wreak havoc on their lives. Any of you who are BPD or bipolar know that, you can really hurt people. And then, like, having kleptomania and having schizophrenia and, like, all these things is like they're all suffering from these illnesses, and they're hurting each other, they're abusing each other, not because they want to, but they're all repeating patterns. It's like we all do. And despite all of that, they have each other. Like I said, like, one of the tightest communities I know, because most friends and family I know... Ooh. Tell me I'm running out of time. Most friends and family and communities I know will fall apart at the first sign of abuse, the first sign of kind of ill will or anything like that, because they have the luxury to or something? I don't know. But they fall the fuck apart because I guess they have because they have the choice to walk away or something? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I really have an appreciation for, appreciation and love for the addicted community, but, come on. I don't know. It was just unparalleled. I've never seen such a tight-knit community. I don't know of any other community that can steal from each other and abuse each other and well, and know that that's a part of thing. That is cycling trauma and stuff. Like, they're not abusing each other because they want to. I'm sure I'm not free from abuse myself, like being abusive. I'm working my hardest to try to not to be. Oh, come on. Well, I don't know. Love and abuse go hand in hand. They're not separate. Well, and they know that. The fact that they know that they know that enough to stick together, because they know, like, they're all fighting for survival, and like that kind of, means each other, but at the same time, like, all they have is each other. So people can have freakouts, people can hurt people and stuff, and the community still reaches out and still loves them and still supports them. I feel like that might be the, like, saving factor, really. Instead of maybe just, like, essentially having them all, off themselves or something, is, dark thought made me, brain not work so good. That might be the saving factor, the resiliency, all of that is that, I don't know. They know that life is complicated, and they have your back. Because so many people are so comfortable with not understanding, or not wanting to reach an understanding. And to a degree, a lot of us are, I want to say throttled, but a lot of us are limited in our ability to properly convey how we feel, and what we need and all that kind of stuff. And then to be able to understand, like, someone else's needs. Like, we're, wow, brain not so great. No, something about sucking in communication, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I might actually end this soon, because, like, I feel like my ADHD is getting worse. Well, I'll watch the video and see how it's progressed. Because I feel like I could probably do with at least some caffeine. Get my psychiatrist to call. Try to book an appointment. I'm hoping with COVID and everything that maybe I can just do a phone interview. And then, hopefully, he hears me and he lets me do things my way. Because I always have and I always will be well educated on me. And, yeah. And I've achieved everything I've achieved. I achieved my mental well-being by, trying to do everything I was told to do, having it fail, and then to start slowly checking off the list of things I'm not supposed to do. So, I'll be down to this point if I'll be listening to him. And not to say that I'm completely closed off. I'm not. But he'd have to make one hell of a counter argument. So, I don't know. I thought I was going to be screwed and I was going to have to engage in criminal activity to be a functioning person. Discovered that's not the case. Hopefully, that I can afford pharmaceutical grade meth as opposed to... Well, actually, I heard the prices the other day. Fucking meth is fucking expensive. I know a lot of people who are struggling right now, like forcibly going through like withdrawal, essentially. And like what? Like what level of desperation? Because of COVID, tainted supply is through the roof, and prices are through the roof. And that puts more strain on people to steal and stuff. And here's the thing, some statistics is that, like, stranger danger is largely not a thing. Statistically speaking, a stranger is going to rob you. Again, because we make people fight for survival, for food and shelter, and like, fuck. And because we make people fight, well, yeah, we're gonna fucking rob each other to survive. Like, you give people no other option, you're surprised. Fight to survive. Yes, so a person's most likely gonna rob you to get their basic needs met and accidentally kill you robbing you. Like, most of them aren't out to cap you and then just steal your shit. They're going to accidentally kill you while robbing you. On the other hand, and this is why stranger danger isn't a thing, it is, ish, is the people most likely to abuse you, to physically harm you, to sexually harm you, are people you know. Their friends, their family, they're the coaches, the teachers, the priests. They're the ones you actually have connection with. The people who are going to fuck you up most in this world are the people you're closest with. And again, I wish people could just accept that that's true. And accept that that's true of each other, because we're all playing out these survival patterns from our trauma. That life is that messy. Because if we could just accept it and address it, we might be able to move through it. Because, yeah, like, fuck, man. Fuck it. Like, whew. That's crazy. Am I done? I'm like, the cameras are the... Yeah. I feel like I'm shaking hand-wise a bit because it's gotten colder out here. I'm gonna sit here and think for a moment to see if I missed anything before I go. Oh, like, I know I've said it, like, actually kind of like a million times as I've been doing this live, but yeah, I'm still overjoyed to find out that I have legal access to meth. Really glad, because the other options were not great. And the other options were great because we literally create those problems as a society for ourselves. Yeah, and I thought that was crazy enough to talk about. Yeah, because, like, one thing that people don't get to fuck with, well, is, I want to say, like, my survival, but my quality of life and other people's quality of life. Like, you just don't get to fuck with those for no good reason. We have tons of excuses where we don't have any good reasons. Cool. Anything else? I don't know. I'm excited to watch this, and then, I have flooring to do. I got a lot to get done this morning. Yeah. But I didn't know that, legal meth was available, and I was looking down a dark path. And not dark by my making, not dark by addiction, but dark by circumstance that we create as a society. Yeah. I had to get that out of my system. Yeah. Is there a cat around? Oh, there's a cat. Let's go say goodbye to the cat. Oh. And good note, too, because I really need to pee. Oh, that's probably why I was having difficulty thinking now that I think about it. Probably couldn't focus because, probably couldn't focus because, I was cold and I needed to pee the entire time. Not the entire time, but it's a kitty. 1 second. Why you be so loud? Come say goodbye to everyone. Yeah. You won't roll for me. I just want you to roll. What if we roll and I let you inside? Are you gonna do it? Do it. Please do it. But I love you. What? Yeah, do it. You want to do it. I saw that. What are you excited about? Fine. I'm gonna go say, good morning to Mochi. That's Mochi. Oh, my knee hurts. Ouch. What time are we at? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to start flowing in like 17 minutes here. It's not bad timing. Are you a hoe? Are you a hoe dog? I know people really like animals, so I'll just like soak this up for a moment. Hey, Mooch. Come here. Come here. Come here. Good. Mooch. Hi. Sit. Lay down. Roll over. Well, there's no space, but roll over. Right here. Lay down. Lay down. No. Mooch. Lay down. Yep, good girl. Roll over. All the way. All the way. At least she's pretty, right? Moochie, lay down. Roll over. All the way. All the way. I'll move the books for you. Lay down. Roll over. All the way. All the way. All the way. Are you broken, dog? I can try something else, I guess. Oh, come back. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Okay, but high five. Other high five. Good. High five. I get her to bark when there's someone sleeping in the vicinity. She knows speak as well. Wait, do you play dead? I don't remember. We messed up the order of teaching her things. I don't remember what it was. Something about rolling over. Anyways, yeah. Everyone, thanks for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm gonna head outside here so I can send or say my last bits, my last plugs. Wow. Why did it come up? I know I remembered, because the podcast and PMSing and all that, everything's connected. Shout out to, Bring Ash Home. Yeah, Google Ashley Morin. There's call, like, if you know anything, if you know anyone knows anything, call Crime Stoppers. There's a $20,000 reward for tips leading to her return. And the family controls that, not the police or anything like that. So like they release the money. So, you know, decriminalizenature.ca. Because, well, we're really short of our signatures, but I did a psychedelic town hall recently, and I don't know, the future's gonna come a lot sooner than we think. The tipping point, and like the more people who start using psychedelics and seeing benefit from them, like mass benefit from them. More people who are healed, well, not only will they go on to help heal others, but like people aren't going to stop talking about it. People won't shut up about, especially with decriminalizenature.ca, plants, naturally occurring fungi and plants. Fuck. Yeah, more people who get healed, the more people who will talk about it and go on to do further healing, like myself. Because I was always interested in psychology and and now neurochemistry and oh god, there's so much. Oh, and then now working with plant medicines. Like I said, I'll get certified. I'll be practiced, and hopefully that pushes through first, and then eventually we'll see access to LSD and MDMA. Any other plugs? Well, I mentioned them a couple times. Culte Veritatis. Hope I say the V part right. A Culte Veritatis podcast. Yeah. I've only been on one like Patreon episode so far. About cunnilingus is cool. Anyways, they talk about other stuff too. Sorry, it's like I don't know, like kind of true crimes, but also like cannibals and cults and satanic panic and sex toys and and just real talk about them and the mental illnesses they work through. Really, really, really good people overall, and lots of great information. I don't have anything to plug yet. I need a website. I need a place where I can. I need something better than Facebook, essentially, for hosting all of my thoughts, all of my activism, all the work I want to do. Oh, and asking for funding. Because, I would be. I don't know how. It'd have to be one hell of a good paying job to keep me away from life-saving stuff, right? All the work I want to do with addictions and healing and everything. Hopefully maybe I can find work I'll say work in that line, but I don't know if that's right. Maybe I can find work congruent to my aspirations, because beyond that I'd be very unsatisfied. I have a life's purpose now. I gotta make money from it too. Oh yeah, so that would be the plug too, is I gotta set up various ways for people to pay me invest, I suppose. Invest in my education, my psychedelic education, so I can go on and heal people. I think there will eventually be some attention, because like I said, I can turn my home here into a place of healing. And I don't know if there are a lot of interested or educated parties in Saskatchewan, so might have a little bit of a monopoly. And even if I don't, what I have to offer is, in my head, more of a friendly experience of working through trauma and possibly healing, because is it better than some? Yeah. Because I've seen there's a documentary movie. I've seen the trials they have with people with LSD and MDMA and psilocybin, and generally it's a darker room, blindfold, headphones playing something, and you just sit there and you wait for something to come up, and then you have these people you don't know, and hopefully you formed a good relationship with them, but these people you don't know, a man and a woman, to hold space for you, to be there for you. But in my head, that seems really weird. I feel like it might I could be wrong. I feel like it might be inhibiting healing, possibly just a little bit. Because how can I feel like it would be hard to let go in a situation that feels so potentially alien. Because again, I got to experience what it was like to be free of 15 years of mental illness, with a gram of mushrooms, back burner intent, and a friend. And I tried everything before that. I tried all kinds of medication and all kinds of therapy. and I was running out of options. Tried to, pursued every reasonable legal road, was left with the illegal road. One I was told was bad, the one was what, gonna make me into a quote unquote bad person? Like shit. And by someone else's definition. No, no, that's a I'm excited for the healing house. I'm glad to already have psychiatrists, therapists. There's a difference. Therapists interested in doing group work. Crap. I'm borderline excited to be able to watch play this video back, because like maybe I'll be able to like connect all the thoughts I lost along the way. Like I said, if I come to any new revelations or I get to complete a thought, then I'll be sure to write in the comments. This is talking about plugging things and stuff. I don't know. I'm cold. I have to pee, and cat's yelling. Time to start the day, I think. Thank you all. Thank you for listening. I mean, maybe it sounds but like, I'd be speaking regardless, I think. Like, even if no one wanted to listen to the things I had to say, it helps me process. I'm like, when I'm medicated for ADHD, I'm really good at writing it out and explaining things. I was about to like quote a benefit for non-medicated here, but it just escaped me. Shit. I hope I catch that one. That might be the. Oh, I'm muffled. Crap. Sorry. I'm gonna go anyways. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna watch this, and I'm gonna see how many I don't know what to call it, like how many recount the thoughts that got away. Shit. I feel like I feel like, I don't know why there's such a significance in like ending the live, because it's just like, if I forget anything, if I want to start another one like right away because I remember something, like, it's all possible, but there's some significance to ending this live. I don't know. How many levels of procrastination deep I am, because again, I'm cold, I need to pee, I have tons to do. Sorry. No apologies. I'm me, and a lot of you like that, which is pretty cool. Stay safe, and love you all.